everybody, and welcome to the Daryl Talks Podcast. Today, we've got somebody else from abroad. We've got a genuine Kiwi. He's a retained fireman. He is a cricketer. We're going to learn all about it. So, without further ado, welcome Shayn.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, all good. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry it's taken so long. Bear in mind, we literally live 2 minutes away from one another, but we didn't know.
Couldn't believe how close it was.
So, first off, we'll just do a couple of icebreaker questions. So first question is, if you could have dinner or spend a day with 3 celebrities who are dead or alive, who would they be?
Dead or alive, 3. Okay. First off, David Beckham.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm a Man United football fan and I think he's a nice guy. He's probably my man crush.
I should have asked that question before I had you on because I'm a Liverpool fan.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
David Beckham, yeah. Nice guy. Bit of a man crush. My second, who would that be? If I went for somebody funny, maybe Adam Sandler.
Yes.
Love Adam Sandler, all his films. Not all, most. Yeah, I think he'd just be a funny guy to have around.
I think if you're of a certain age, there is the magic, like, 4 films that he brought out, like Billy Madison, Waterboy, Little Nicky, where if you were...
Happy Gilmore.
How did I miss that?
Yeah, you can't
Sorry.
forget that one, yeah.
But those ones at that time were just hilarious, imaginably.
They don't make
hilarious.
films like that anymore.
No. But if you were somebody now who was our age and were watching that film, you'd be like, what the shit is
why are you
happening?
laughing? Yeah.
Right.
Billy Madison, what are you laughing at?
Yeah, he's got a funny, he just puts on a funny voice all the time, and Little Nicky looks like he's having a stroke the entire film. But they were brilliant, weren't they? Yeah, I would love to meet him. And he can play quite serious as well now.
He did a film on Netflix, was it like a coach one or something last year? It was all right, but obviously when you watch Adam Sandler, you watch him for the comedy, don't you?
That's it. Because I quite liked Click.
Click was good.
Click made me cry.
I am looking forward to this year.
With the Waterboy 2.
No.
Happy Gilmore 2.
Happy Gilmore 2. That's good.
Do you think there's room for a Waterboy 2?
There is room for a Waterboy 2.
There's
probably room for a Billy Madison too.
Yeah. So who would your third be?
My third. Now I've got 2 in my head. Which one do I go for?
Do you want me to choose?
Yeah, go on. Okay. I was tossing up. I'll tell you who the 2 are, and you can say which one you think's better. But Keanu Reeves or Jeremy Clarkson. So Keanu Reeves is just an excellent actor, isn't he?
Yeah, for different reasons, and. Oh, I would have to go Keanu Reeves.
Everything I've heard about him is just a really nice guy.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of John Wick.
I literally watched the 4th one the other day again, and it was,
It's just proper old school, like, adrenaline fun in it.
Yeah,
like,
Mr. Cool Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
also the fact that it's all because of those little shits killing his dog.
Yeah.
Sorry, spoiler alert. So Keanu Reeves, Adam Sandler, and David Beckham.
David Beckham.
I feel like David Beckham's going to be a bit outshone.
He will be, but I've just talked to him about football, and I think some of the stories he'd have about Man United, the players he's played with.
Yeah, Fergie. Yeah. Sure, he's got some stories about that.
Cool.
Second question is, what is your biggest ick?
My biggest ick?
So, just for anybody who's just started listening, an ick is something that would really grate on you, but might not grate on everyone.
So the first one that comes to mind, the main one that comes to mind is I do get a little bit of road rage now. I'm getting a bit older. And I notice in our town, road rage can be quite easily come upon based on some driving performances. And just one of them is just you give way to someone and they don't say thank you. I can't stand it.
It's painful, isn't it?
Yeah, it just makes you want to curse them. But
yeah, there's quite a lot of giveaways in Saltash as well, isn't there?
A lot, yeah. It's when you've let somebody go and they're way up ahead and they can quite clearly see you've waited for them and they just drive on
past,
by. Yeah.
You think, oh, I wonder who's got better insurance.
The worst bit is I've probably just had somebody cut in front of me on the roundabout 2 seconds before.
So they're getting it.
Not in the good mood before that.
So third and final one, what is your go-to karaoke song?
My go-to karaoke song. So if I'm singing in a duet, it's got to be Grease. Summer Lovin'. But if I'm on my own, the one song I know all the words to without even looking at the screen is The Bad Touch, Bloodhound Gang.
I like I just haven't heard that song in so long.
I think most people might not even know what song that is.
No,
They heard
well,
it.
Google it, Spotify it, whatever you use, find it, because it is a good one. And actually, they did some really weird but amazing song. All right, so let's get into it. Thank you for joining me. I detect a twang of somewhere that's not from round here.
Yeah, the twang is getting less and less as time goes on, but it's from New Zealand.
From New Zealand. That's not going in. That's not going in. I struggle with the Australian accent. So the New Zealand accent is just a little bit less harsh.
Yeah, I'd say less annoying, yeah.
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 Is it true about the rivalry of New Zealand, Australia?
Yeah. New Zealand's got a massive rivalry, but it all boils down to sport.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to sport, we're at war.
Yeah.
But if we went to war, we'd be brothers in arms. So it's
yes, that's quite cool actually.
Yeah.
So you were born in New Zealand?
Born and raised in New Zealand till I was 20. Came over here in 2007, just before my 21st birthday.
No way. What brought you over?
Well, a few things. First of all, my father was born in England, so I got a British passport, which helps.
Yeah.
But I met my now wife on the internet. She's from Saltash.
Yeah.
So I met her on the internet and then spoke to her for 2.5 years before I finally decided to get a one-way flight to the UK.
No way. So you hadn't met her?
I hadn't met her physically. Like, obviously I'd seen her on video
Yeah,
and
of
stuff, so I knew
course.
she existed, which obviously helps.
Oh my, yeah, it does help.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, big move. I came across and here we are 17.5 years later.
Oh, do you still remind her of it? I've done this for you.
Yeah, of course. And I flew halfway across the world for you, and that's
Yeah, and that's what I get.
And that's what I get for dinner.
That is incredible. And
Yeah.
do you think she ever regrets not coming over to you? Because
Yeah,
I mean, from the outside, New Zealand looks like a beautiful, beautiful place. I'm sure there are places that aren't so beautiful, just like in the UK, but
New Zealand's absolutely beautiful, and the one thing I will say though is it is a small country, so when you live there,
were you north or south?
I was North Island,
Okay.
from Auckland, so I was a city boy. But New Zealand as a whole is quite small. You could, see it all in a year.
Yeah.
Do a bit of traveling and you've seen it all. And when you're over in Europe, you've got so much to see, and I don't think you'll ever see it all.
No, that's
so
fair.
as beautiful as it is, it's for a 20-year-old, it is small. You want to see the world. Time to get out and.
No way. So I think my sister-in-law stayed in Wellington. That's near Auckland, isn't it?
It's about 8 hours south. That's right at the bottom of the North Island. So you're just around the corner.
That's like
Here to Scotland.
It
almost,
literally is, isn't it? I don't know why I even pretend to try and do geography stuff, because I've literally got no idea, unless it's about wine regions.
Yeah, there's plenty of those in New Zealand.
I love New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. So what was it like? What were you like as a kid?
What was I like? Probably my parents might say I was a little shit, but no, I was just a normal child. Played a lot of sport, cricket, football. Yeah, pretty much invested in my sport most of the time.
Why not rugby?
Everyone asked me that. Good question. Because my dad was heavy football. He played football, big Man United fan. So it came through him mostly. If my cousin Nikki had her way, I'd have played rugby.
Yeah.
She's a big rugby fan. But for the most part, I think in New Zealand, everyone thinks of us as just a rugby diehard nation.
Yeah.
But last time I checked, and this was not that long ago, more people played football in New Zealand than they do rugby.
No way.
It's just rugby's not as well bigger sport. I think maybe 40 countries play it.
Yeah.
Whereas football, every country in the world plays it, all 202 nations.
Yeah. And you just think you can play football by yourself with a wall. Very difficult to play rugby with a wall.
Yeah.
Not for children, if you're listening. Do not do that.
Yeah.
No, that's interesting, because I imagined to be just stepping into some sort of giant land as I entered New Zealand, and everybody looks like a rugby player, even the women.
It is, but it isn't at the same time. Even if you're a footballer, you're still a rugby fan.
Yeah. Have you been back since?
Yeah, I've been back 3 times now. We were going to go back this year, but we're probably going to make it next year now. So
It's the tickets that are expensive, isn't it?
So for the family, which is 2 adults, 2 children, you're looking around, if you get it at the right time, about $4,000 return. So it's not cheap.
That's not cheap at all.
and it's also a 27-hour flight.
Yeah, how do you do that with children?
Well,
How do you...
to be fair, I've done it twice now with the kids. First time was just me and the missus before the kids. Then with my son Jackson, he was literally went over for his second birthday. Absolutely fine. He was good as gold all the way there. Couldn't believe it, actually. And the airline as well, they're absolutely amazing with them. But the last time we went, Jackson was probably about 6 and Maisie was 9 months old.
Yes.
Bit harder, but managed it.
20 hours.
Yeah.
What did your wife think of New Zealand?
Oh, she loves it. Absolutely. She would move there if we could.
It's a great place. There's some places that are great for holidays.
Yeah. I think the one thing I don't understand is people that say, I went to Australia. Did you go to New Zealand? No. What? It's right there.
Yeah.
Do that little bit extra. You've gone all that way. Just, yeah.
People have said that if you go Australia then New Zealand, it's perfect. If you go New Zealand and then go to Australia, not so good.
Or just mess Australia out completely and just go New Zealand. That's probably the best way to do it. But, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So you came over, and what did you do when you first got here?
I got on a bus and drove down to Plymouth and met my wife.
Of course.
Literally straight away, yeah, day one.
No way. So did you have like a job lined up, or did you just
No, not straight
wing it?
away. I literally applied for some as soon as I got here and got one within a week or two.
Oh, God.
I sold mobile phones for 3 years. That was my first job
Yeah.
in the UK.
Yeah. What did you do after that?
Then I got into debt management, doing like finance, helping people out with debts, consolidating their debts.
I thought you were going to say bailiff then.
No,
I was like,
no,
oh my God.
Trying to keep them away from the bailiffs.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, but
Was that rewarding?
it was for certain. You'd get some phone calls where you speak to someone and they're not actually that struggling. They're just taking the piss with their credit card spending, and they have no intention of repaying it, but somebody's told them they don't have to pay as much and they're all happy about that.
Yeah, fair.
But then you get people who, there was one instance of a guy who, he was probably in his 60s, quite clearly had been scammed by someone. And he had mortgaged his house, given this person who he'd never met before 50 grand. And he was literally I was trying to help him with his debts. And he said, no, I'm trying to get another 10 grand because I need to help her get through medical school. And I was like, have you ever seen this woman? And he was like, no, she doesn't have a cam or anything. I was like, well, rather than give her 10 grand, why don't you buy her a camera?
Yeah.
Send her the camera and go from there. But this guy just couldn't grasp it. In the end, I went against protocol, asked him for his son's phone number. And I spoke to his son and told him what was going on because I said, somebody needs to step in here.
Oh my God. That's honestly, old people, I have a right soft spot for.
Yeah.
And just the thought of anybody mistreating, and don't get me wrong, there's a fair amount of old people who are arseholes.
Oh yeah.
But I just see everyone as my nan. So the thought of somebody scamming, and
I couldn't believe
they're
it.
literally heartless, aren't they, these people?
As far as I'm aware, this person was in America, or probably not even American. They're probably in
Yeah, with VPNs now.
Yeah,
everyone's got one, haven't they? So
he was telling me how she was an American nurse and all this information. But I was like, have you ever actually seen her? He's like, no. I was like, but you've given her 50 grand.
Yeah, and also with a little bit of know-how, you'd be able to find from hospital records easily, couldn't you? But if you don't know that,
but in this day and age, who doesn't have the ability to video call?
Yeah, even on a phone. That's horrible. So what did you do after that then?
I think the next job, which I'm still doing now, is the fire service.
Oh wow!
But obviously, I had other jobs alongside the fire service along the way. So
how did that work for you then?
In terms of joining,
joining.
So at the time, my brother-in-law Lee, he was at Saltash Fire Station. He'd been there for at least 10 years. And he said to me, he kept trying to get me to go there. And eventually, I said, "Yeah, go on then. I'll sign up." Joined up. He was still there at the time as well.
Oh wow! Have you got your beeper on you now?
No, I'm off call tonight.
So what have you done?
So I've torn the ligaments in my ankle. When I went down, I think I've twisted my ankle. And so I'm hopefully going back to work this week. I'm just waiting to be signed off.
That must be savage. What is it like joining up?
So
do you have to do like the running, carrying a dummy and stuff?
Not quite to that limit. There is a test sort of procedure they do, but the worst bit about it is it's a long, drawn-out process. And by the time some people have applied and gone through the process, they're like, oh, I've changed my mind now, or the job I had alongside it's now changed, and it's a very drawn out process. But I would recommend that anybody who wants to do it does it, because it's the best decision I ever made.
Brothers and
honestly, it's just the job in general. Before I joined, because obviously my brother-in-law Lee was doing it, and he said to me about doing it, and I said, I don't really want to see some of the things I'm going to see.
Yeah.
And now that I've done it and I've been in it, you see some things, but you just get on with it. And I don't regret it one bit.
Do you think you've become stronger because of it?
Yeah, of course.
Like more mentally resilient?
Yeah, I mean...
Or were you already quite...
I don't know, to be honest. I mean, I suppose it's tested me, but it's nothing... I've learned life lessons, that's for sure. And, but I've also learned that you got lots of people to talk to, and there's lots of good guys on that station as well, all with different skills and abilities, and we just work really well together. So
that's great, because I quite John Lewis adverts, so my idea of trying to stay mentally strong in that situation, I can't even imagine it.
Do you know what? Everyone, even if it's something small, all of the shouts, that it's just adrenaline gets you through it.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, once the incident's done and gone, you kind of wind down a bit, and that's when you start to think about things and things kick in. But during that actual incident, for the most part, you just get on with it and get stuck in.
How have you felt the last few weeks without that adrenaline boost? I mean, I'm sure you...
Mate. I've been sat there with my foot, for the first few weeks, I sat with my foot up, hearing the alerter go off, because I still had it at home turned on for a while. And then I see in the group chat what they've gone to, and I'm like, oh, I missed that one. But it's when it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you get that run down the stairs, run out to the car, get up to the station as quick as possible, respond. It's great when it's adrenaline pumping, not when you're going to Lidl or Co-op at 3 o'clock in the morning because their fire alarm's going off for nothing. But those are the ones you go, oh man.
Oh my God.
Because then it takes you an hour to get back to sleep when you get back home anyway.
Oh yeah, so then it's normal life.
Yeah.
You got to get on with it. Are you okay with lack of sleep now?
No. Although kids have toned me towards that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I need my sleep.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
No, I think we all do. We just all deal with it. And I'm terrible. I'm a serial napper.
Yeah. I can't nap. So if I have an all-nighter at work, I'll come home. I might be able to get an hour's sleep in the morning, but then I'll go, right, it's daytime. There's daylight outside. I need to be doing something, even if it's nothing, but I still need to be doing something.
Yeah.
And then I'll get through to 6, 7 o'clock at night until I go, yeah, I'm crashing now.
Yeah, see, I would have naps in between naps. Yeah, love it. 20 minutes and I'm rejuvenated.
I don't think the kids will let me do that.
Mine don't either, to be fair. Or my wife. So around all of that, cricket has been your sport.
Cricket and football,
and football.
I've got 2 main sports, yeah. But one's winter, one's summer. They work hand in hand.
You did very well there. That's good good thinking.
They work hand in hand.
So... Do you play football in the winter?
Do you know what? I'm not. Now it's my boy's turn, Jackson. It's his turn to... He enjoys football, so I'm now just taking over coaching his team.
Oh, what team's that?
He's at Saltash United. But yeah, so I did play until pretty much I moved over here, really, and then I kind of haven't really stuck with it, but I followed it and enjoyed it. But before I came to the UK, I was playing it 4 or 5 times a week.
Wow. So then in the summer you do... Cricket. And you said you've been doing that since you were about 5?
I started playing cricket when I was 5, maybe 6, but 5 or 6 in New Zealand. Played that up until I was at school. I played it till I was probably about 17. Didn't play for 4 or 5 years in New Zealand, then came over here. And then about 12 years ago, I started playing for Saltash Town.
Yeah.
Play out at Landolph. They've now folded, so I've been playing at Saltash, which is now Saltash Cricket Club, up by Chapel Field since, say, about 9 years now.
So do you have problems with the dog muck, like the rugby pitch?
We do, yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. No, not good.
Naughty.
Yeah, there's a lot of playing cricket, and then halfway through the game, somebody going, can somebody grab a shovel? There's some dog shit on the pitch.
It's horrible. So what level is Saltash Town?
No, just as of this year, for the first time, we're now known as solely Saltash Cricket Club. after the other Saltash folded, and we were called Saltash St. Stephen's, but it was quite a long-winded name. And there's also a cricket club down St Austell way called St Stephen Cricket Club. So there was a lot of confusion. We've had people come to our ground when they were meant to go down to St Austell, vice versa. But also just the way the club's looking to go forward now, just being known as Saltash Cricket Club, the only team in Saltash, it's building us for the future. So.
Yeah. And what level is Saltash Cricket Club playing at?
So our first 11 are playing in the 3rd Division East, which is a good standard.
Yeah.
Starting to get towards the really good competitive level. And our second 11 play in Division 6 East this year, but I reckon they'll be up near the top of that, if not challenging for promotion. So
Saltash has got 2 teams.
We've got 2 adult teams, and in fairness, we probably have in the next 2 years enough players for a 3rd team. So
wow,
we're getting to that point. We're starting a women's team this year for the first time ever. So if there's any women out there who want to play cricket in Saltash, please get in touch. You don't have to have played before.
Absolutely. I just think it's fantastic because the Phoenixes up at the rugby club have done amazing. After a couple of attempts of trying to get Saltash a female rugby team, it's like they're doing so well.
Yeah.
So to hear that there's a team, there's 3 female football teams. I think there pretty much always has been.
Yeah.
But that's even bigger now.
It's getting.
I just think it's
women's sports. Yeah. But
and it's nice that it's local as well. It's not just on the telly.
It is. So the women's cricket team this year. So long term, we aim to have like a proper women's cricket team, hardball and competitive. But this year, it's called softball cricket.
Yeah.
So it's not with a hard cricket ball, and it also involves prosecco. So
what?
Yeah.
So how come? What's the bloke version of that then?
That's just cricket, and that involves a lot of beer afterwards.
Not during.
That's just cricket. Yeah. Well, no.
What position are you in cricket?
I'm my teammates might disagree, but I'm a batsman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you bowl?
No, absolutely not. Yeah. I did at school, and I used to bowl very slow, lofted drops, but which got me wickets because kids used to, their eyes light up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, adults find that attractive to hit. And yeah, I'm not a bowler at all.
I'm an off spinner. Yeah.
Is that, we're signing you up now, are we?
No, absolutely not. This isn't a plug. But basically, I do this thing with my legs where they go really high before I spin it, and that throws them off, so that my great off spin, it's like an off spring. It's fantastic. Yeah.
Well, net start in 4 weeks' time, so we'll have to get a video of that.
How wide are the nets?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, for me, it's not how wide, how high are they? Because mine quite often come down with snow on it and they land on top of the net.
And what's it like being part of a growing team then? It must be quite a nice feeling to almost be there from the beginning.
Yeah.
I know it's always been a thing, but...
Watching it develop. So, I mean, when I joined 9 years ago, there was one team and we were in the 7th division of the Corners Cricket League, which is the lowest division.
Yeah.
And then we gained promotion after promotion, and just over the years, we gathered players, but never lost them. We always managed to retain them, find new players, and we always dubbed ourselves as a pub cricket team. So we play on the chapel field, but we always go back to the Ploughboy afterwards for a pint, and they've been big sponsors of us. They put on a cricket tea for us at lunchtime, and although they've had plenty of owners over the years, they've always maintained that. So we've been really lucky on that. And we're probably one of the only cricket clubs in Cornwall that still put on a tea guaranteed every game.
Really?
Yeah, most of them have backed down from that now since COVID. It used to be compulsory, but not since COVID.
No way.
So we're probably one of the only ones that I'm aware of anyway that definitely do it for every game.
That's good. And so where's the furthest you have to travel then?
So in our division, and I think in Division 2 is the same, so they split it east and west.
Oh, okay, so you're just East Cornwall?
East Cornwall. So
right, that makes sense, sorry.
Yeah, I think downwards you're probably looking like Newquay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of area. If you're going out towards the north coast, Bude, they're all in our division.
Callington have always been a good cricket team.
Very good, yeah.
Where are they compared to Saltash?
So in terms of their ability, their first team came second in the Premier League last year. So they're very good. They've got a bit more money behind them, and they've got but they've got a lovely setup, and they've got a group running them as well.
Yeah.
But they're one of what Saltash wants to aim to be for, really. They've got 3 adult teams. They've got a good youth setup, but they've got just a lovely ground setup as well. You know, a place where people.
It's been years and years, and of time
Very much.
to
Yeah.
get that, hasn't it? Like it's always been as long as I Camden Cricket Club, they've always had that massive pavilion and and
It's right in the centre of town, which, to be fair, our club is.
yeah.
So we've got that.
Do you get many spectators?
We don't. Not really. Not unless they're friends or family, really.
Or lost.
Or we're just walking the dog and they're just watching while the dog takes a shit.
Yeah.
No, we don't get a lot, to be fair. You do get the occasional person who'll wander around the boundary, but not pitch up a chair and watch the match. So that's something we're hoping that we can try and push a bit more, is getting a bit of...
I've definitely seen more about Saltash Cricket Club this year, really, to be honest. I wouldn't say I may just not have noticed before.
I think that's been the case for a lot of people until the fire happened. I don't think a lot of people even knew there was a cricket club in Saltash.
It's so weird because there's so many cricket fans, like, everywhere.
Yeah.
But you mentioned something key there. So recently, your team have suffered an arson attack.
Yeah,
Is that right?
that's correct.
And what happened?
So I personally, being part of the fire service, had a message from one of the lads from the fire station, because obviously I was off, saying it was a photo of the container on fire, just saying, "Is this yours?" And sure enough, it was. So I got straight up in the car up there, went up, and the lads were putting the fire out as I arrived. It was a shipping container right next to the changing rooms, which stores a lot of our cricket gear, really, for a match day: marquee, scoreboard, tables, chairs, cutters to cut the grass in the outfield, just lots of different things, a cover for the pitch. It was just stacked high with cricket stuff.
And was anything salvageable?
Nothing was salvageable in it, not even the container itself. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I bet that was probably the most expensive bit.
the most expensive bit was probably the gang mowers that cut the outfield.
Yeah.
They were probably the most expensive bit, but yeah, the container as well was.
And so, did you find out what happened?
So we don't know exactly how it happened. All we know is it was arson by a group of teenagers.
You were going to swear then.
Yeah.
I understand the passion.
Careful what their names are. To be fair, I think they said between 12 and 14, the police said, so not even necessarily teenagers.
Wow.
But yeah, there was 3 fires in Saltash, all in the space of an hour and a half,
Yeah.
and ours was one of them.
So I messaged a really good friend of mine, Lewis Wells, after that, saying, when we were that age, were we setting fire to stuff?
No.
And he was like, no, absolutely not.
I was setting fire with a magnifying glass to an ant.
Yeah, it's
I was not to a shipping
definitely
container.
and bearing in mind that, say, 13, 14, I think I smoked then. But I wouldn't dream of setting anything at a light like that.
No.
It'd be bad enough with a crisp packet.
Don't be wrong, fire looks cool. And everyone loves
yeah,
it. But
of
when you're
course.
destroying other people's property, it's...
How much damage was done?
Financially,
Yeah.
I'd be giving you a rough figure because
Yeah, of course.
A lot of the equipment we had was acquired over like a long period of time through lots of sponsorships.
Yeah,
and,
so
like,
its
fundraising.
actual worth doesn't equivalate to
Not-
what was spent on it.
Yeah, I'd say if you put a money value on it, you're probably looking at about £8,000 to £10,000 worth of equipment. And that's at current value. I suppose the gang mowers new might have been even more, but
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. And was there any insurance?
insurance gave us a small, probably about half, and then there was a crowdfunder which was set up by, was it GoFundMe,
Yeah.
which I think that got just over £3,000.
That's incredible.
So in total, I think we'll be able to replace everything that was in there, but obviously it's more just the hassle of everything.
Yeah. And it's just the confidence in your local community as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's difficult. And I know, and it always is a minority, but it's really difficult to get that bitter taste out your mouth, isn't it?
It is, but one thing I will say is that minority is a minority, and that the rest of Saltash was amazing when it came to getting around and
Was incredible.
Not just financially, people were offering old cricket gear from their loft and lots of other things. Somebody's offered us a container to replace the container
Wow.
on us. So yeah, there's been lots of other ones. We've had one of the town councillors, Sheila Lennox Boyd, gave us some of her community chest that she had left towards the costs.
Oh, so they did
Yeah,
rally round.
it's been absolutely amazing.
But what a shame that's what it took
Yeah.
to get the support going.
I mean, yeah, one thing I will say is that it hopefully, from a supporting point of view, if people want to support us, we don't need the finances now, but come along and watch us and
cheer us on.
Yeah, cheer us on, and even find out what cricket's about. We need more players, and especially we've got a kids section now, which is booming. So if anyone wants to come and be a part of that.
So what are you doing? So what are you doing now then, work-wise? Sorry.
Work-wise. So my most recent job, I had my own waste removal company.
Yeah.
Just sold that, and now I'm supporting my wife in her new venture, which I say her new venture, it's ours, but she's the star of it, in a tattoo studio in Saltash.
No way. What's it called?
It's called Inkphoria.
Inkphoria.
Inkphoria Tattoo Studio, which is going to be down Keith's Mews.
Yeah.
So we're opening hopefully next week.
Wow.
Is the plan.
And how's it all going?
Yeah, good.
In there.
She's very good at tattooing, and this is her little baby, but I'm supporting her all along the way. She's teaching me to try and tattoo at the same time.
Oh my God.
My limited artistic skills, but it's...
What are you practicing on?
So on fake skin.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. It's the fake skin is the offcuts they use from sex toys. So the rubber.
No.
Yeah.
Are you being serious?
Yeah. So yeah, I've been practicing on that, but she's very good. She's a color tattoo artist. That's what she specializes in. Yeah, it's not cheap stuff to buy, actually.
Is it not?
I think we literally bought it today, actually, and some more of it. But I think for a kilo, sounds like a drug dealer. It was like £44.
You get people on your door, you got any skin?
Yeah, it's that expensive. Treat it like that. Yeah.
I imagine setting up not just a business, but a business that needs footfall, needs word of mouth. You need a bit of everything. It's pretty scary.
It is, but I think Larissa's artwork and her reputation of tattooing attracts it. So
yeah,
without I'm bigging her up because she is good, but
yeah,
she's got a lovely client base, and I think
good.
They're all following her.
That's brilliant.
So yeah.
Oh, I really wish you guys the best of luck.
Thank you.
And
if you want a tattoo,
we've also got something in common. We are both moderators of the Saltash group.
we are.
How did that end up happening?
Can't remember now. Actually, it was Wayne Hambley asked me once, because I also admin on the fire station Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
And on the cricket club Facebook page. So I do.
How much trouble do you get in for being on Facebook?
Because I'm helping promote the new business as well. Less, but yeah, I am on my phone a lot with social media and, WhatsApp groups for all the cricket and things.
Oh my goodness.
It's never ending, but yeah. Wayne Hambley messaged me mainly because of the fire station page and said, like, you could do a good job on that. Do you want to, help me out with this?
Oh, that's great.
So that's
great. So what's the future of Saltash Cricket Club?
So it's this year we're looking at taking over Chapel Field.
Wow.
What I mean by that is taking it away from the council and making it Saltash Cricket Club. That'll still incorporate football and rugby, so they'll still get their pitches in the winter.
Yeah.
But in the summer, it's only cricket anyway, and we don't interfere in each other's seasons. So it would be us looking to take that over, make it a proper hub for cricket for years to come.
Oh, wow.
And somewhere for the youth to be able to build up as well, because at the moment, our youth is growing year on year. We'd love to have a pavilion there with a bar, watching cricket on a summer's day with
That'd be
with
fantastic, wouldn't it?
That'd be lovely. That's the dream.
And it's so open that, like, you could tuck away a pavilion.
You could, yeah. There's a perfect place for it.
Literally, can picture it now. And so what's your position within the club then? Because you sound like you do a lot for the club.
Yeah, well, for the first time this year, I've taken over chairman from, it was Neil Callagher for the last 10 years.
No way.
So I've taken that over.
Congratulations.
Thank you, mate. Young person to be doing the job.
Yeah.
But it's a big task ahead, and we're looking to build, and especially with our youth section now, it just needs a lot of emphasis and drive. But it's not just me; it's the whole committee. We've got quite a large committee, actually. I think 12 people, which is quite big for a committee.
Yeah.
But it just means more people to do more jobs. And
what have you got to do to get Chapel Field?
So we're in the process now. We've just started the applications. It's going to be a proper legal process, but yeah, it's just going through the council at the moment. There's a lady called Jo Keane, and also through Sheila Lennox-Boyd, who's our councillor for that area, who's backing us all the way for it.
Oh, amazing.
It's just getting everything legally put in place, and once it's in place, we then have full name ownership of it in our name, but it means also that we have to maintain the cutting of the grass,
The parking,
all the parking, all the maintenance. So there's a big cost involved.
those changing rooms.
Yeah.
I can smell them from here. Like I can. Oh,
The worst part about it is that because we are a club that's gone up and up and up, we've hit our ceiling.
yes.
As a club in Cornwall cricket, they won't let us go any higher than we currently are. So if we were to win the league, even if we won it by winning every game of the year undefeated, they would go, sorry, you can't go up to Division 2.
Is that because of the infrastructure you haven't got?
Yeah. So to get to Division 2 or even higher than that, Premier League would be the lovely aim. You've got to have 2 changing rooms. You've also got to have now a women's changing room, because obviously women play in men's cricket. So they've got to have their own place to change.
Women playing men's cricket?
They do, yeah, up to a certain point. But
No way.
all through Cornwall, there's teams that have a female
I
playing.
never knew that.
Yeah. There's some good cricketers out there playing in women's cricket. In men's, well, I say men's cricket, it's adult cricket. But there's some very good players out there that are female. No, not just things like that. Like the scoreboard, where the scorers do their scoring has to be a proper built facility.
No.
That you have to have an electric scoreboard that links up to Play Cricket, which is the online live scoring app. And you've got to have somewhere for umpires to get changed. We don't have umpires at our. It's all the players, once they've got out batting, they go out and do their turn. So there's a lot of rules.
There's a lot of stuff and then you got to pay the umpires.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
So
then we need some way to make some money to pay them, which the only way we're going to do that in the future is to have our own facility with a bar.
wow. So big things coming
Big
up.
plans.
For Saltash
Obviously,
Cricket Club.
nothing's guaranteed, but that's the plans, and see where it takes us. But
That's amazing.
we're looking long term, 50 years plus.
That's crazy. Yeah, and I've not, well, in all my time, I've never heard so much buzz about cricket, to
Yeah.
be honest.
It's one of those sports that I think it was dying a slow death. Clubs were folding all over the place, but since COVID, you've got the T20 and the 100 as well now, plus winning the World Cup. I think cricket's just on a bit of a boom in England now, and
Yeah, so who would you support if England played?
New Zealand.
Don't even ask me.
Yeah, don't even get. It's not even a competition. I support New Zealand in every sport first and foremost.
Fair enough.
When it comes to, I can't really get behind England on much other sports, but the football team I do. Euros and World Cup and stuff like that. But if England was to play New Zealand,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's nice, actually. It's nice that you haven't been swayed.
no,
You haven't become corrupt and...
Yeah, I mean, English cricket team can't get behind them. English rugby team can't get behind them. But the football team, I don't mind. Don't know why that is. To be fair, I think it's because obviously being like a big football fan, Man United and stuff. Half those players played for England, didn't they? So.
Yeah. And also, New Zealand football team, I couldn't...
You could name one, maybe.
Who does he play for?
Forest. Nottingham Forest.
Chris Wood?
Yeah, it's Kiwi, yeah.
God. Well, Shane, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to sit down and have a chat with me.
Thanks for having me.
No, it's been brilliant. Guys, thank you so much for listening. I really, really hope you've enjoyed this. But I think it's been great to get to know one of Saltash Group's moderators, but more than that, what he's doing for Saltash and the community. So, cheers.